What's everybody? What's everybody? I'm up, Casey. What's up, everybody? I'm Casey.
I'm Luke.
And we are Veritas Entertainment. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing kind of behind the scenes for our own short film, Precinct 409. So tell me, like, before we get this thing started, what was your thoughts on how everything went?
I think it was a learning experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Which is not to say it was like all bad or all good or anything. That is what I took away from it, is I learned so much. And that's why we encourage everybody who wants to get into this to start doing these film festivals with us. Our next one's 4th of July, Western, so you can get on that. But the reason I say that is if you want to do something in filmmaking, it is like trial and error. And like as we do these things, we learn so much. So I don't know about you, but I feel like this was like a rough draft to the next one. You know, in a way where it's like, okay, now I'm figuring out like what we need to do, what steps we need to take, how we can improve this thing. And it gives you a rough estimate, and there's nothing better than being like a field scientist in this regard of going out there and doing it.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like each one that we've done so far kind of like lays out the groundwork for the next one.
Yeah.
Just like systems, really. Not like ideas, because the ideas change, the scripts change. But it kind of gives us, the systems of like, okay, what do we need to do so that next time when we go into post-production, how will it be easier? But honestly, I had a blast doing it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
The worst part was probably the cold.
Yeah.
There was one day that we shot, and we'll talk about it once we bring the video up. It was like
4 degrees.
Yeah, it was freezing
It was like
cold.
one of the colder days of the year.
Yeah.
And it was brutal.
And it was tough too, because we couldn't get the camera to focus, and there was just a whole slew of problems that came with it. But
And you were hanging out on the side of the car, unfortunately, while I drove it in the cold.
But anything to get it done. All right, so with that being said, let's
watch
get into this. All right, so opening shot with the sound.
And from the jump, shows you how the things don't go as planned, because we wanted it to originally be a gun shaking in, just for different circumstances, different reasons. Like, we had to shift and pivot and do something else.
Your instructions are clear. You have been told to drop the Three Rivers case. You are correct. There is a mole within your precinct. If you give up the case...
Luckily, we had this voiceover because we were making changes all the way up to Casey editing it the day before it came out, or maybe the day of. And luckily, we could change the voiceover whenever we wanted to, so that we could shift the story in our favor.
That shot right there, I was able to do while I was in Florida.
Right.
And it was just like a screen test for kind of like getting in the color grading for our feature length movie, Crime Story Iron City, that's going to be coming up in the distant future. But it ended up like tying perfectly into this.
Right.
Like we found a way, like he was saying, with the voiceover, and like just how everything changes constantly on us.
Yeah.
So we were able to loop that in. I think it was a pretty cool touch. Also, something I'm learning right now is the audio for me is not like dual channel. So the voiceover is only coming through on your end, not on mine.
Yeah,
so that's something that I gotta.
Always learning, dude. This
Always
is what
learning.
we're saying. Like, you gotta practice. Like, you have to actually do it and be in practice for you to get, learn these lessons.
Warehouse outside of Pittsburgh.
Speaking of the audio, that car that just rolled past.
Yeah.
We were talking about this a little bit before we started rolling on the camera. The Foley that, like, all the audio mixing and stuff that has to be by far like one of the hardest things to do. I would sit there on YouTube and listen to different videos of like cars going by, an engine starting, a car locking, the phone unlocking, the ding, and then screen record it, and then extract that audio, and then layer it in, which was very difficult. But I think it ended up turning out pretty good. And the music too, I couldn't think of like how I wanted the sound to come through in this. But I remember distinctly a Jeffrey Dahmer playlist from when the
show.
the show Dahmer came out. This is like kind of a spin-off of it. But I was listening to it as I was kind of editing, just getting myself in like the mind space for like something that's like mysterious. And I was like, this actually kind of like fits in. So then I was able to sync these up.
Nice.
Credit to 21 Nomer, who had that music playlist.
Find the package behind the drooping tree, and you will see that this is no threat.
This is the day it was so cold, by the way.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Oh, one of the days, because the one with Jim coming up at the end is also a very cold day. It was so late at night that it was just dropping. So, again, it kind of tests your mental fortitude in filmmaking, and I'm kind of thinking that for the next time we go into it, even if you're uncomfortable and don't want to like do another one, it's like, do another one.
Yeah.
You know? Because there were times in the snow I was like, we're fine, let's just go. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're not, let's do it again. So, yeah, lessons all the time.
I feel like we did a pretty good job building the tension right now in this.
Hope so.
Let us know what you think. Did we do a good job building tension?
Yeah, like I figured that was fully just because like I don't remember like recording these sounds, but yeah, it was cool. Like, I didn't know that you did
away from the precinct. You have time? I need it fast. Okay. Thank you. Back to me as fast as you can, right?
So awkward doing like the phone call acting. I don't like that. I'm not good at acting in general, but like those are particularly hard to do when no one's there and you're just like, yeah, that's good.
Which, you know what? I saw behind the scenes of a Breaking Bad episode that they were filming, and the way that they did it on that set was they had Jesse and Walter White actually make a phone call between each other on separate sides of the set, and they were like filming each other. Like they had two separate cameras rolling at the same time, so then you were getting legitimate back and forth dialogue.
That's good.
Smart. We should
definitely
maybe consider that
as well.
This part that you're seeing right now was actually the first scene that we shot. I edited this on CapCut before switching over to DaVinci Resolve. So the color grading, it was hard because I'd already like color graded this in CapCut, and then the whole TikTok ban thing happened, and CapCut went along with it, and we lost a bunch of footage. So just monkey wrench after monkey wrench gets thrown into it. But yeah, this was the first one that we did, and it turned out a lot better than I expected, actually.
Also because of Dom, who you're gonna see walk into this one. I think he's the best actor that I've met. He's freaking good. And it's like I was not expecting that because these are our friends who's available, who can hang out and help with us, and so we got lucky that he was really good at this.
Yeah, huge thanks to Dom and to Jim and to everybody else who kind of made this happen.
But yeah, I mean, imagine if we just got a bad draw and couldn't find any good actors. Like, luckily our friends know what they're doing because he was legit.
I'm glad to see you. Listen, Swaney. It's not good.
It's trouble.
I don't know what you're tangled up in. You better watch it. It's not bad.
If you're an actor, know your lines.
Wait, whoa.
So it definitely took way more time. Is me being like, what was it? What am I supposed to say? And then I bet for you on editing, it sucked because I would say something different almost every time.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Because even if it's just slightly different, I'm sure the editing really do. No, because he didn't respond to what you said that time. He responded to what you said this time. You're just like.
Sweeney. Yeah. What are you
I think the
doing
basement, the lighting that we did here, that was on me.
These
This
are
lighting
different
is
days, by the way, for those watching. Like these are two different. It's like a month apart, maybe. These two things. So yeah, trying to find the same lighting was probably also.
It was very hard to dial.
Look, I'm just
We're also like a one-man show, kind of just.
Yeah, Casey has to do everything behind the camera, and then I have to do the stuff on the camera. Which means my job's way easier. I just can't just talk. Also, not in the script. I'm supposed to see you being like, we gotta up the stakes, baby. I did not pull the gun, but it looked cool. At least we get the shot of that. It looks sick.
Two little film mistakes that I saw when we were editing was when you stand up, you grab in every shot, you would grab the pen.
Yeah.
And then the shot before it, that didn't happen, so I was like, how do we make this go through? But it looks good. And then here, I tried to do like a fade out to fade in so that you could understand why they were then putting, like, why is he clothed now? Why does he have his jacket on?
This is where I think I make the biggest mistake as an actor and stuff. Is like, I turn the lights on. You're about to see I'm going to turn my car lights on. Dude, when Jim's character is clearly going to see that, dude, and it's supposed to be 3 a.m. It's like, that ruins it for me, dude. I screwed that up, but,
This part right here, too. And this was tough as well, because this was the day that it was like, this was the night before that we filmed, and it was like 4 degrees outside,
right,
so this was like, maybe even colder.
Because it was so late, it was probably colder. And, dude, like you said, one-man show, he was calling us on a 3-way call to direct us via voice, like, over the phones in our cars. It was so uncomfortable, not uncomfortable, like awkward, trying to like, all right, you drive first, and then you go, and you're like, all right, Luke, start driving, and it was just a weird
while like filming at the same time. So
I had just gotten off work for the day.
Yeah.
It was so late, I was so hungry and tired and cold, and it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I suck at this, It was fun.
It was a lot of fun doing this. I like these shots right here too.
Yeah, these are my favorite ones.
Kind of like blending through the trees.
Probably my favorite. Luckily, no one slipped because dress shoes in the snow sucks.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wearing dress shoes. Follow less close, you know what I mean? If you're gonna be sneaky.
Where is he? I had no choice.
Right here, I did like a little bit of a blur too,
Yeah, that's
because
cool. I like that.
you like it.
Yeah.
I tried like adding fake blood in, and it just
Didn't look good.
didn't look
Your
good.
instructions are clear. Remove Detective Sweeney from the Three Rivers case.
And then this part was kind of also not scripted, but I was like, we could add something in.
To be fair and to set a challenge for ourselves, we should not do any of these for the next one because we've done it for the first two. I like adding extra story before and after.
Yeah.
Or before, maybe after for the first one. But like adding extra context
For the first
these scrolls. Remember, it starts with text in the Christmas Killer. The same way.
That was closed captioning, so it was outside the house.
No, I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
starts
oh
with-
no,
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I'm right. You're wrong.
Yes.
So we gotta stop doing that
Yeah.
for the next one, just to give ourselves a challenge of showing everything in the film,
Yeah.
and not trying to add the extra context. But I do like how we were able to link it to the crime story, like
Yeah.
I said, the feature film.
There's a little
that'll come
Easter
out.
egg in there.
Little Easter egg. Yeah, overall, dude, I had fun. That
Yeah.
was cool.
It was fun.
And then Nathaniel knocked it out of the park,
Yeah.
blew us away. So
His
if you
was
guys haven't seen his
unbelievable.
yet, it's sick.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. Because Casey called me like maybe when you were a couple weeks into the editing, and you were like, "Dude, I just feel like it doesn't hit the noir vibe."
Yeah.
And we just kind of had a debate about, or not a debate, but like a conversation of like, is it still like appropriate for
Yeah.
what we said it was and everything? And that's where I told him it's funny that, or not funny, but it's lucky that these genres are so ambiguous, and
Yeah.
like the internet already is arguing about what's noir, what's not. So like, we'll just play into that. Like, it's totally noir, dude.
Yeah, it
It's
definitely is.
just
This is totally noir.
Obviously noir.
You don't know what you're talking about. We do.
So,
But yeah, Nathaniel absolutely. I mean,
he hits it on the
grand
head.
slam.
Yeah,
It was
he did it right.
that like his was. And Nathaniel, if you're watching this was exactly what I had in mind, like
Right.
to a T.
To that point, going back to like the script changes and stuff, this Precinct 409 was totally different. It was totally
Yeah.
supposed to be in fall. It was completely not a part of any short film festival. It was like a totally separate
Yeah.
world. And then we just were like, oh, we already had that script. Let's use that one. And then we try to
Yeah.
like jam it in, which in retrospect maybe wasn't the best move, but
Yeah.
also worked out well enough.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I think hopefully you guys did too. Again, let us know
Yeah.
if you did, what you liked and stuff. And we'll-
Originally, it was supposed to take place in like early or late summer, early fall, with like a lot of like leaves and foliage, and there was supposed to be 3 people total, not. But no, there still was 3
I
people.
think it's around the
But I
same
was
people.
filming.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like I was supposed to be one of them.
Right.
There was a few, like actually a lot of changes that we made.
Yeah,
But-
the whole like voiceover part is what changed completely. Like what the killer was saying to him and what the case was
Yeah.
was entirely different. So that's where we say we got lucky that they were voiceovers and we could strip them and make them whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
The only thing I think it made awkward was a little bit of the ending with Jim, just because in the context of the original story, I think like it made sense on why he like shoots and stuff. So there's some things that we might have been able to do better if we like shot maybe some extra scenes, or
Yeah.
something, 1 or 2
If we
things.
made it
in
a
there.
little bit longer.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
again, these are lessons that we learned all this stuff to like plan out ahead of time. That's why, like I said, July 4th is when this next one's coming out, and we're already, it's in February.
Yeah.
I have the outline for the Western one. Him and I are about to do a meeting about it right now and go over it and talk about it. So we're gonna iron these details out. So we're like, all right, we know what we're filming.
Yeah.
We're gonna film it right, and it'll be hopefully even better. And we'll do that for the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Yes, right now, today, it is February 23rd, and teasing the idea of the next short film festival that we're doing, it is on July 4th, 2025, and it's going to be a Western, modern Western, traditional Western, just Western vibes, however you want to, like, skin that cat, yeah. But this gives us basically 6-ish months, you know, a little less than 6 months, which is, in my humble opinion, plenty of time to make something like this happen.
Oh, we got this.
We have 5 months to make a 5-minute short film. I think we'll be able
Right.
to come up with something much better than what we've seen in Christmas Killer and Precinct 409, and also something that maybe strays a little bit away from like the thriller kind of grotesque violence of it, which I have a tendency to kind of twist things into that direction. So
this would be more like a classic Western action.
Yeah.
A little fun, hopefully.
yeah, one more lighthearted.
This would be cool. And it is February 23rd right now?
This is the 23rd, yeah.
So yeah, 2 days from now, 25th, Noah Redford, Fire in the Tall Grass comes out. It's a novel. It's a high adventure novel that I wrote. It takes place in Africa. This former World War I pilot is out there doing his thing. You know, a girl and her son come up to him and say, hey, we need your help. His father, my husband, is lost in the Congo. Can you please get us there with your plane? Because he's a pilot. And he's a really good man. That's kind of like how I wanted to write Noah Redford. Is he's like the stand-up ideal for young men to look up to. And he says, yeah, I can't turn my back on this kind of situation. So he takes him out there. But when he gets there, realizes it wasn't so much the truth. And what waiting for him there is some guerrilla warfare and a treasure hunt for an ancient relic. So I hope you guys enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Check that out on the 25th.
If you want to get your pre-order, the URL will be linked in the description below.
That's all I got, guys.
Yeah, same here.
Enjoy.
All right, until next time.
Take care.